Okay, you can see I'm doing these all on the same page because they're really pretty straightforward. We're just looking to identify the bases and the heights. Okay, so the height is always going to be from the vertex or one of the vertices uh, to straight down to form a 90-degree angle with one of the sides. Okay, so you can see that in this particular case, that and this come at 90-degree angles. Okay, so what you've got is to find the area of a triangle, which is 1/2 base times height. What you're doing here is you're saying, okay, we're going to do 1/2 of what's the base? Well, you can see actually for this one, you can see that this base is comprised of this 4-meter length from that triangle there at the left, and this 3-meter length from the triangle at the right, for a total of 7. That's actually got a side length of 7 if you're looking at the larger triangle. So we then say, okay, put that in parentheses, 7. And what's the height? The height was that 4 meters. So as I said in class, you can either take half of one of these two numbers, and then you just multiply by the other number and you're done, or you can calculate first. So I'm just going to show you that if you were to do half of 4, you'd get 2, and then 2 times 7 is 14. Or, excuse me, you could do uh, half of what you get as a result. 7 times 2 is 28. Half of that is still 14. Okay, and since we're finding the area, we're saying it's 14, and what's the units? Meters squared. Yeah, no problem. Well, for this one, number 15, it looks like, oh, we need to, and I'll do this in blue, we need to use this as the base, and now we don't actually have that elevation that runs to that vertex. So how could we possibly do it? Do we do some kind of weird uh, trigonometry or something like that? And I'm going to tell you that no, we're not. We're just not using that as the base. We're using the two sides that meet at 90-degree angles. So we're going to use this and this. And what I'm going to ask you to do right now is to just visually rotate this so it's sitting on one of those sides, and you'll see that the other side actually goes straight up to the other vertex. Okay, it just happens to be sitting on the one side that doesn't make it look obvious, which we should use as a base. Okay, but again, if you were to rotate this, I think that would help you to see it. So we've got area equals 1/2 base times height, or 1/2, let's use a base of 6 and a height of 4.5. And since we're going to do this in parts, I'm just going to have us do the 1/2 times 6, or 3, times 4.5. And then that's an easily calculatable thing. 4.5 times 3, 13.5. And what are they? They are yards, and since we found the area, it is yards squared. Okay, and I'll write the A down here to have a final thing to circle, and put A there as well. And then let's just circle that one as the answer, that one as the answer. And then let's do it one more time. Okay, we've got a base of 2 and a height of 3. And until you really get familiar with this, you might say, but Mr. Massey, isn't the base 4 because you have to go all the way over to decide to meet them? No, you don't actually. Whatever is the base of the actual triangle itself, and as you can see, the base of the triangle itself is just 2. Okay, that's what I'm underlined here in purple. Times the height from that vertex point straight down to form a 90-degree angle with the base side, even if the base doesn't extend that far. So what do we have? We have area equals 1/2 base times height, or 1/2, what's the base? The base is 2. What's the height? The height is 3. And again, we could do this, and we could say 1/2 of 6, and we could get 3. But you could just as easily say, and I kind of just like this better, because it keeps the numbers small and easy, is 1/2 of 2 is 1, and so then you're doing 1 times 3. It still gives you the area of 3. Okay, and with these numbers, it might be just as easy for you both ways, but as the numbers get bigger, you can see the value in taking half of one of the numbers, because it often will allow you to do mental math with it. Okay, and so that is the area of the triangle. Done. Those are pretty straightforward ones. Hopefully you can master this